According to Simniaga CapSop, which tier of caps does it allow for ALCA audit results without needing bank statement analysis? Valid point. Tier 1 is true. Disclosure for related party transactions is mandatory on the audited financial statements under which accounting standard? Well done, as 18 is the right choice. Which of the following organizations is least likely involved with enforcing compliance with financial reporting standards? Good job. Your answer, Financial Conduct Authority, works well here. On the income statement, sales revenue minus cost of goods sold and operating expenses equals which of the following? Smart move. Earning before interest and tax is an accurate answer. The percentage analysis of increases and decreases in individual items in comparative financial statements is called? On track. Horizontal analysis is the correct answer. Financial statement that shows final financial position of the company as on the last day of the year is called DASH. Correct response. Balance sheet is the most accurate answer. Which of the following best describes why the notes that accompany the financial statements are required? The notes. Right again. Provide information necessary to understand the financial statements is a valid answer. Financial ratios that tell how much of each dollar of sales, assets, and owners' investments resulted in net profit. Perfect. Profitability ratios is the correct choice. Financial ratios that tell how well a company can pay off its short-term debts and meet unexpected needs for cash. Bravo! Liquidity ratios is the answer. After receipt of audited financial statements, the first action required to be taken by the credit officers is? Excellent. Confirm about the genuineness of the financial statements is a brilliant choice. Which of the basic financial statements is best used to answer the question, how profitable is the business? Oh. Good thinking. Income statement is the right answer. A financial report that shows an organization's profitability over a period of time, month, quarter, or year? Well reasoned. Statement of the comprehensive income is the correct choice. Which statement provides a snapshot of the financial position of the unit at a particular date and time? You got it. Your choice balance sheet is right. Accounting rules require companies with finance leases to report leased assets and lease liabilities on. Nice work. You chose financial position report, and it is correct. In a company's balance sheet, debit balance of statement of profit and loss is shown as? Solid response. Reserves and surplus is a valid choice. What are the tools, techniques, or methods for analysis and interpretation of financial statements? You're right. All of the above is the correct answer. The DASH provides a financial summary of the firm's operating results during a specified period. Smart pick. Income statement is the correct choice. Which of the following generally is the most useful in analyzing companies of different sizes? Great job. Common-sized financial statements is the accurate answer. Financial ratios that indicate how effectively a company uses its resources to generate sales. Sharp thinking. Efficiency ratios is the right choice. A firm's financial obligations to short-term creditors, which must be repaid within 1 year. Strong choice. current liabilities is the right answer. While preparing common size statement, each item of income statement is expressed as percent of. Exactly. Revenue from operation makes sense and it is right choice. All of the following items are typical of a multiple-step income statement, except for. Excellent choice. Total costs and expenses is the right answer. The financial statement that presents a shareholder's residual claim on assets is the. Nicely done. Balance sheet is a solid answer. All of the following are included in the statement of financial position, except for. Right choice. Vehicle expenses is the best answer. Comparisons of financial statements highlights the trend of the dash of the business. You chose all of the above, and it is correct. Financial ratios that show how and to what degree a company has financed its assets. Clear logic. Your choice leverage ratios is sound and 100% true. Profit on sale of investments is shown in which section of the cash flow statement? Nice selection. Investing activities is the correct and valid answer. What does a high debt-to-equity ratio indicate about a company's financial health? Great thinking. Financial instability is the right choice. Which of the following financial statements should have the highest credibility? Well picked. Audited financial reports is the correct answer. While preparing fund flow statement, increase in capital will be considered as. Correct. Long-term source is the right answer. A financial report that shows a company's cash coming in and out is called dash. Well reasoned. Cash flow statement is the correct choice. A more recent issue that is causing major problems in the business community is. Right again. Ethical problems is a valid answer. The percent of property, plant and equipment to total assets is an example of. Nicely done. Vertical analysis is a solid answer. What are the different types of ratios used in financial statement analysis? Good job. Your answer: liquidity ratios, profitability ratios, solvency ratios, and efficiency ratios works well here. Which of the following parties would perform an internal financial analysis? Correct response. A financial analyst forecasting the next period's borrowing needs is the most accurate answer. Analysis of financial statements comprises analysis and interpretation of. Well picked. All of the above is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a limitation of financial statement analysis? Good thinking. Intra-firm comparison is the right answer. Which of the following is not one of the three basic financial statements? Great thinking. Uses of revenue accounts is the right choice. What is the purpose of preparing the statement of financial performance? Smart move. Inform stakeholders the profitability of business is an accurate answer. From financial statement analysis, the creditors are interested to know. Well done. Liquidity is the right choice. Below are the objectives of analyzing financial statements except dash. Exactly.
Test employee loyalty to the company makes sense and it is right choice.
A. Snapshot of an organization's financial position at a given time.
Strong choice. Statement of financial position is the right answer.
Cash flow statement consists the cash flows from the dash activities.
All of above is the answer. A company's financial position would be best evaluated using the dash. You chose balance sheet, and it is correct.
Which of these are not the methods of financial statement analysis? Ooh.
You got it. Your choice capitalization method is right. In performing a vertical analysis, the base for prepaid expenses is
correct. Total assets is the right answer.
the long-term surplus deficit in a fund's flow statement depicts. Smart pick. Change in net working capital is the correct choice.
Choose the appropriate ratio analysis. Accounts receivable turnover.
Solid response. Liquidity ratios is a valid choice. Surplus, i.e., balance in statement of profit and loss, is shown as on track. Reserves and surplus is the correct answer. You can get this information by reading financial reports, except you're right. When is debt due is the correct answer. Which statements are involve personal judgment in certain cases? Nice work. You chose financial statements, and it is correct. Which of the following are part of financial statement analysis? Nice selection. All of the above is the correct and valid answer.
The financial statements of a business enterprise include dash.
Right choice. All the above is the best answer. Below are all the components of financial statements except clear logic. Your choice statement of debt is sound and 100% true. Whether fund flow statement is part of financial statements. Perfect. Yes is the correct choice.
Choose the appropriate ratio analysis. Times interest earned.
Excellent choice. Solvency ratios is the right answer.
Choose the appropriate ratio analysis. Debt to assets ratio.
Valid point. Solvency ratios is true, which is not a component of an audited financial report. Great job. Deed of general meeting of shareholders is the accurate answer. The following are the components in the financial report. Sharp thinking. Capital change report is the right choice. Below are all the advantages of financial ratio except excellent. Adjusting cost of capital for different risk is a brilliant choice. Below are the users of financial statements except dash. Good thinking. Salesman is the right answer. Choose the appropriate ratio analysis. Asset turnover. Good job. Your answer profitability ratios works well here. Comparative analysis is also known as dash analysis. Excellent. Horizontal is a brilliant choice. Expenses on the income statement may be grouped by. You got it? Your choice either function or nature is right. Choose the appropriate ratio analysis. Current ratio. Nicely done. Liquidity ratios is a solid answer.
Financial statements are prepared for the use of.
Well reasoned. All of the above is the correct choice. Standard-setting bodies are responsible for. Nice selection. Establishing and enforcing standards for financial reporting is the correct and valid answer.
Vertical analysis ratios are an example of a.
Correct. Profitability ratio is the right answer.
The primary goal of the financial manager is. Right again. Maximizing wealth is a valid answer.
Financial statements are prepared based on. Clear logic. Your choice historical cost is sound and 100% true.
Comparative statements show the changes in.
On track. Both and is the correct answer.
Which analysis is considered as dynamic?
Great thinking. Horizontal analysis is the right choice.
What is the purpose of ratio analysis?
You chose all of the above, and it is correct.
Horizontal analysis is also known as.
Correct response. Trend analysis is the most accurate answer.
Limitation of financial analysis is.
Smart move. Window dressing is an accurate answer. Form-I of SEMA format is named as. Excellent choice. Operating statement is the right answer.
Why is EFS analysis important?
Strong choice. All of the above is the right answer.
What is a financial report?
Valid point. Reports containing financial information about business entities is true.
Financial statements are.
Great job. Recorded facts is the accurate answer.
Balance sheet shows.
Exactly. Financial position of the company makes sense and it is right choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Well done. Contact Narayan Chengder is the right choice.